Rangers have issued a firm response after the club's statue of legendary manager Walter Smith was vandalised in a deeply disrespectful act. The tribute to one of the most iconic figures in the club's history was found defaced outside Ibrox, sparking outrage among supporters and condemnation from across Scottish football. The club has now spoken out, addressing the incident and outlining what steps will be taken in response to the disgusting and shameful act. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. But first, from the moment he walked in at Rangers, Pedro Caixinha felt he was never going to be accepted. Until Russell Martin, the shortest serving manager in the club's history, the Portuguese boss was a flop and was sacked after ONL 229 days in charge, which included a Europa League exit at the hands of Luxembourg Minnows Progress Niederkorn. He admits he made mistakes and could have managed the players better, but felt he was always on the back foot because of his background, coming directly from managing Qatar and having only won trophies in Mexico. Caixinha has accused Scotland of being a closed shop and not welcoming of outsiders like him. As a result, he felt he was fighting a losing battle when trying to implement his methods. The 54-year-old told Give Me Sport, "I took a lot of wrong decisions at Rangers, I admit that. My man management and understanding the players I had could have been better. I had the idea I knew the Scottish culture quite well because I did my UEFA and Pro license badges there. But I arrived at Rangers from Qatar and no one respected that. They said, this guy's coming from Qatar. This guy's Portuguese. He's only won stuff in Mexico. So they questioned what I was going to do at Rangers. I didn't care about it. And I tried to implement my methodology. But in Scotland, it's totally different to even in England. They are much more open-minded in football in England because there are different cultures there. I love Scotland, but it's much more closed. I tried to implement my methodology and a weekly training program and philosophy, and it was not accepted from the very first moment, and that was the first shock to me." Adding to Caixinha's concerns during his short tenure was leaks coming out of Tee Club, something that has continued to plague managers since. He says he suffered consequences from trying to fight against them and wasn't supported by the club. He adds that he was able to clean things up for his successor, Gerrard. "I got worried a lot with gossip and leaks," said Caixinha. "Everyone was leaking information and talking about stuff we were discussing on the progression of the club. And the day after, like when you empty a goldfish bowl, everything was coming out. And I tried to fight that in order to defend the club, and I suffered the consequences. I had no protection. The owner, Dave King, was in South Africa. He was a gentleman and gave us great support, but he was far away. There wasn't even a sports director because Mark Allen came after. So it was just cycle after cycle, and things were not prepared or planned. I fought against everything to defend the club, and that is why I found myself in a lot of negative situations. But let me tell you, the day after, when someone like me leaves and has cleaned the house, it can help the club move in the right direction for the next manager." Now, Rangers have issued a statement blasting shameful behaviour over an incident at the Walter Smith statue outside Ibrox. Video footage shared widely on social media and WhatsApp messages appears to show an attempt to set fire to the statue outside the ground. Rangers have now released a public statement confirming the matter has been reported to Police Scotland, and work is underway to clean the site. A post on social media from club accounts read, "Rangers FC is aware of an incident at the Walter Smith statue last night and strongly condemns this shameful behaviour. The matter has been reported to Police Scotland and work is underway to ensure the site is cleaned and returned to good condition." The Rangers Fan Advisory Board slaughtered the shocking and senseless attack on the statue, which was first erected in May 2024. A statement read, "A line was crossed last night in the shameful, shocking, and senseless attack on the Walter Smith statue at Ibrox. Walter was not just a Rangers legend, he served the Scottish football community as a whole with dedication and pride over many decades. We call on anyone with any information on the lowlife who carried out these cowardly actions to contact the club. We have already seen the open mocking of the 66 in recent months, resulting in punishment from our courts, and we hope the individual responsible for this disgusting episode is also dealt with accordingly. In other news, Steven Gerrard is already moving swiftly behind the scenes as he prepares for what could be a sensational return to Ibrox following the sacking of Russell Martin. The former Rangers boss is understood to be putting the early pieces of his potential backroom team together, determined to ensure he hits the ground running if appointed for a second spell in charge. Gerrard, who guided Rangers to their long-awaited 55th Scottish Premiership title in 2021, is reportedly in advanced discussions with the club's hierarchy in London. His comeback could be confirmed in time for the home clash with Dundee United on October 18th, a fixture that could mark the start of a new chapter for both Gerrard and Rangers. The 44-year-old, who left the club in November 2021 to take over at Aston Villa, has been out of work since January, but remains highly regarded by many within Scottish football. His first stint at Rangers brought stability, pride, and silverware back to Ibrox, and there's a growing sense among supporters that he could be the man to restore order once again. Early reports suggest Gerrard is keen to build a strong and experienced coaching team around him, with one of his top targets believed to be Steve Holland, Gareth Southgate's longtime England assistant, and a man widely respected across the game. Holland's track record speaks for itself. He spent 8 years at Chelsea, serving under Jose Mourinho, Rafa Benitez, and Antonio Conte, and was part of the backroom staff during their Premier League and Champions League triumphs. Cesc Fabregas once described Holland as one of the very best coaches he ever worked with. High praise from a player who played under some of the game's greatest minds. Holland's tactical acumen and calm authority have made him an integral figure in England's rise under Southgate, helping the Three Lions reach the Euro 2021 final and the 2022 World Cup quarter-finals. His addition would be a major coup for Gerrard and Rangers alike, injecting both international and top-flight experience into the dugout. Jermaine Defoe, who enjoyed a successful stint at Rangers as a player under Gerrard, is also being linked with a coaching role. The former England striker has spoken openly in the past about his respect for Gerrard, describing him as a natural leader and someone players would go through a wall for. A reunion between the two could bring a valuable blend of experience and mentorship to a Rangers side that has struggled for direction in recent months. Meanwhile, current Northern Ireland assistant Stephen Davis, who has been part of the Rangers setup in various capacities, could also be invited to join the team. Gerrard's trusted former assistant, Gary McAllister, has not ruled out a return either, having formed a strong partnership with Gerrard during his previous Ibrox tenure. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.